Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is NUR ATHIRAH binti MOHAMAD JAIS from the Faculty of Sports Science and Recreation UiTM Shah Alam. And today I'll be presenting my defense proposal titled Footwear Characteristic, Preference and Purchasing Intention among runners in Klang Valley. Thank you for your time, and I hope this presentation gives you a clear view of what my study is all about. So let's begin with the introduction. In recent years, running has grown in popularity, not just globally, but especially here in Klang Valley. From organized marathon to casual weekend runs at the park, we can clearly see that running has become more than just a sport. It's a lifestyle. Now with this rise in running culture, footwear has become a crucial element. The right shoes can improve performance, reduce the risk of injury, and provide overall comfort. But what's interesting is that although the market offers a wide variety of shoes with high-tech features, most runners still make choice based on non-technical factors like how the shoe looks, what their friends say, or which influencer is wearing it. That brings us to the core focus of this study, which is to explore how specific footwear characteristics influence the intention to purchase among runners in Klang Valley. To give you some context, running started off as a basic survival activity, but over time, it's evolved into mainstream fitness trend in Klang Valley thanks to access to running tracks, gyms, and public parks. Participation in running events has surged. Alongside this, the demand for high-performance footwear has also increased. Runners want shoes that give them an edge, whether it's through better cushioning, lighter weight, or stylish design. Research shows that runners generally prioritize features like comfort, cushioning, durability, and design. However, despite the availability of detailed product info and technology, like gait analysis, many runners still don't fully understand which shoes characteristics suit their needs. Instead, their decisions are often driven by branding, peer influence, or online trends. So while brands are innovating with science, the end user are often choosing based on looks or convenience. That's the gap this study aims to address. So what is the exact issues here? While there are plenty of international studies on running footwear preference, we have very limited data focused especially on Malaysian runners and even less on Klang Valley. Without this local insight, brands might not fully meet the expectation of Malaysian consumers. At the same time, runners might not be getting the right shoes for their needs, which can lead to discomfort, wasted money, or even injuries. So, this research is important because it helps bridge the gap. By understanding what runners in Klang Valley truly care about when buying shoes, brand retailers and even healthcare professionals can make better, more informed decisions. So, let's break down the questions I'll be answering in this study. First, I want to know what feature do Klang Valley runners care about the most when it comes to running shoes. This will help me how they will rank comfort, cushioning, durability, and style. Second, I look into their purchasing intention, like how likely are they actually buy the shoes they say they prefer. Third, I want to check if there's a real relationship between shoe characteristic and buying behavior. Are runners really buying shoes based on the features they say are important? And lastly, I'll compare their buying intention based on gender and how often they run. Maybe people who run more have different priorities than casual runners, right? So these 4 questions are what guide the entire research. This is my conceptual framework that support my research. The independent variables are the key footwear characteristic, which is comfort, cushioning, durability, and design or style. The dependent variable is the purchasing intention, like whether or not a runner is likely to buy the shoes. I've also included two moderating variables like gender and running frequency. The study is guided by the theory planned behavior or TBB, which explained that human behavior is driven by attitudes, social norms, and perceived control. In simple terms, if someone believes a shoe fits their needs and aligns with what they care about, they are more likely to make the purchase. And moving on to methodology, this is a quantitative study using a descriptive survey design. I choose this because it's allowed me to collect data efficiently from a large number of respondents. The main instrument is a structured online questionnaire with 4 sections. It uses a 5-point Likert scale ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Before launching the full survey, I conduct a pilot study with 30 participants to test the clarity and reliability of the question. The final version was then refined based on the feedback from the pilot. Now let's talk about population and sampling for this research. The target population consists of runners living in Klang Valley. These are individuals who actively participate in running, whether recreationally or competitively. For sampling, I use a non-probability purposive sampling method, which means I especially targeted people who match the criteria, like active runners who have experience purchasing running shoes. Now regarding the sample size, originally the general rule for consumer research is around 384 respondents, especially when aiming for broad general visibility. However, in this case, I referred to Cohen 1982 guideline for correlation studies, which recommend a minimum sample size of 85 for detecting a medium effect size with 80% statistically power at 0.05 significant level. So instead of going for 384, I decided to proceed with a more practical and manageable sample size of 85, which is still statistically valid for the type of analysis I'm conducting. This makes the study more focused and realistic while still ensuring meaningful results. So here's the breakdown of the questionnaire sections. For section A, collects data, demographic data, which is gender, age, employment, and so on. Section B focus on the runner's profile, like injury history, running motivation, and how often they run. And section C asks participants to rate 10 footwear features based on importance. And section D looks at purchasing intentions using statements to gauge how likely someone is to buy shoes that match their preference. All data was captured using the 5-point Likert scale, which is commonly used in consumer behavior research. My data collection followed these 6 steps, which is first, I had regular consultation with my supervisor to align the title and approach. Once approved, I designed the questionnaire and tested it through a pilot study. I then identified my sample of runners in Klang Valley. I will then distribute the final questionnaire via social media platforms like WhatsApp and Instagram. I will also promote it through running related communities and events like decathlon or local running clubs. Lastly, I collect and organize the response for analysis. Okay, that's all from me. That's bring me to the end of my presentation for my defense proposal, which is footwear characteristic preference and purchasing intentions among runners in Klang Valley. Thank you for listening.